Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kevin Dodd, file number 23-03767, council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
Is Kevin Dodd here?
Kevin Dodd.
130 docket, there is. It was yours printed. Yeah, I have a Kevin Dodd, 130. Dog license, dog stray. Dog license. Okay. I just printed on the 11th. It's in warrant status.
Oh, I know why, because he's in warrant status. He didn't show up for his arraignment, but they put him on our docket.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kyle Force. File number 22-01487, council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Who's his attorney? Mine says, Keith Watson.
Yeah.
I have an appearance.
Did you talk to him? Okay, all right, I'll go. I emailed him, but I'll go.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hi, how are you?
Staying well.
That's good. That's the goal.
Yes.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Kyle Force.
Okay, Mr. Force. Today was the date and the time that was set for a pretrial on a no ops. How are we proceeding on this?
I would defer to defense.
Your Honor, Mr. Force has discovered that what was preventing him from getting his license was reinstated was some $360 outstanding in fines from previous tickets. He comes to the court today to pay that $360 with the intention of returning to the Secretary of State to get his license reinstated after that.
He's gonna pay the $360 today?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll reset it so that you can have time to get your license reinstated. February 20th at 10. February 20th at 10 is your next court date, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Do you have any questions? Notice to appear. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the people, Your Honor.
Nothing to the defense, Your Honor.
You're all set, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hey, just hang on out there real quick. I'll give you that note.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus David William Harris, file number 23-02000. Appearance.
Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of David Harris.
Mr. Harris, are you there? David Harris. Okay. In that matter, on the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Benjamin Hilborn, file number 23-03778. Council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor
present? Alicia Big Schwarn. Mr. Harris, can you hear me? Mr. Harris is present, but he's not responsive, so I don't know if he can hear me or not. Mr. Lee, did you meet with him via Zoom?
Mr. Harris, we should be ready to proceed.
I don't know if something's going on because we can't, I don't know if he can hear me. Can you hear me, Mr. Harris? He's not responding.
Do you want me to call him?
If you could, that would be great. Patrick Hayward present. Kayla Shipping, Eva LeBrose present.
Your Honor, just so you know, the past 3 people that have failed to appear have not been on the JIS. That was that I was able to check for today.
Oh, but though I have a docket that was printed January 11th. Let me see your docket.
I don't know if stuff's a mess up, but I don't have it either. So
Yeah, you have LeBrose on yours. You have Hilborn. I have Hayward. You have Hayward. I don't see Hilborn on yours though.
what? Okay.
Yours was printed 22 minutes after or 42 minutes after mine though. So I don't know. Can someone print me out the docket?
Oh, I guess Hayward is, but
Okay, Hayward has not appeared. I was sure which one. Sabrina Bartel. Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Sabrina Bartel, file number 22-03153. Council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Sabrina Bartel.
Okay, Ms. Bartel, today's the date and the time that's set for a hearing on a probation violation. Are we proceeding to hearing today?
Yeah. We are not having a hearing today.
Ms. Bartel, that's different from what you said. Did you want to have a hearing today?
I mean, I was ready to follow.
I'm sorry?
I was ready to go.
You mean you're
forward.
ready to proceed? Okay, so I was just asking a more formalized question, meaning, are we gonna have a hearing or are you entering a plea? Okay, so did you want to hold your hearing for the probation violation or did you want to plead to the violation? Oh, Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? Okay, you can put your hand down. Okay, Ms. Bartel, you understand your right to have a contested hearing on the probation violation
Yes.
or violations? And you understand that you have the right to be represented by an attorney. You have the right to have the prosecutor and probation department put forth evidence and information to support sustaining the violations against you. You understand that?
Yes.
You also understand that if you're found to be guilty of those violations, or if you plead guilty to those violations, you could be sentenced to a term of jail time.
Yes.
Okay, you also could have your probation extended, or you could have other oversight imposed. You recognize that as well.
Yes.
As to the violations that you failed to submit to testing for EverHealth and failed to test on June 1st, June 8th, June 12th, June 18th, June 28th, July 4th and July 9th, all 2023. How do you plead?
I plead guilty.
As to the violation that you failed to provide proof of continued treatment at Crystal Way per violation of amended order from my April 20th order, you failed to provide proof of the 12-step program. As to that violation, how do you plead?
Your Honor, Crystal Ray, I did complete those classes,
Okay, you
and I
had,
planned on being a tree recovery coach and going back
you completed those classes when?
May 30th.
And you provided proof?
I asked them for proof, but I had every intention on going back. They were gonna retool their program. So they told us June 10th was when we were gonna go back. Then June 1st, they called and said July 10th.
It's,
And this
it's
is,
January 2024. Have you provided proof?
I asked them for proof that I did get one certificate for one class. I completed other classes is what I'm
You
saying.
were supposed to complete the 12-step program. Did you complete it?
The 12-step program, I was in intensive outpatient. In the 12-step, you sent me to 2 meetings per week. And I did fail to go to those meetings.
Okay, so then you did not participate as I ordered you in April 20th, correct?
It was May 30th. I participated with everything until May 30th.
Okay, well, did I tell you you can participate in everything until May 30th?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so then you failed to follow my order as it relates to your treatment, correct?
Yes.
Okay, as to the violation that you failed to report to probation on June 1st and July 6th. According to your probation officer, you absconded from probation. As to that violation, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
Factual basis. Mr. Latham.
Thank you. Ms. Bartel, were you sentenced as part of a guilty plea on case 22-03153 for use of a controlled substance?
Yes. That's right.
And as part of the sentencing in that case, you were sentenced to a term of probation, correct?
Correct.
And as part of the term of probation, you were ordered to participate in random testing, correct? And you were also ordered to complete a 12-step program, correct?
Correct.
And you were also instructed to report as directed to your probation officer, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you fail to submit to random drug testing in June and July of 2023?
Yes.
And were you unable to continue treatment and complete treatment as a result of a relapse around that same time?
I gotta say, I did well up until July. My sister had come from Florida, and I hadn't seen her in 28 years.
Right.
So, you know, I just
And that's the
I just
explanation, that's the
disregarded it, to
reason
be
for the
honest, 'cause
relapse. Right.
Yes,
Okay. And then, did you also fail to report to your probation officer in June, on June 1st, and in July, on July 6th, as directed?
yes.
No further questions.
Any questions from the people?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. find your free to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. The recommendation of your probation officer is that to impose jail time at the court's discretion and continue probation at the court's discretion. Actually, it says imposed jail time is highly suggested. It said that your overall progress has been poor, your acceptance of responsibility has been poor. Your probation officer states that you have made no progress on your probation since your last violation on March 2023. You can make allocution.
Your Honor, Ms. Bartel did have a period of time where she was quite frankly in relapse. Her sister had come from Florida. She hadn't seen her sister for 30 years. And as she reports to me, she got caught up in all of that and admits freely and voluntarily that she put probation down. She tells me that now she is in fact working as a licensed CNA, helping provide care for others. Very much wants to be involved in a treatment program and very much wants to successfully complete probation as she, as everybody does when they relapse, felt the pain of that and realized that she had missed out on some things that meant a lot to her, including some of her probationary responsibilities. So, Your Honor, we're asking for reinstatement of probation and an opportunity to complete an outpatient.
She had an opportunity to do those things. You didn't even turn yourself in on this warrant, did you?
This is the first time I've ever violated, so I was.
You didn't answer my question. You didn't turn yourself in on this warrant, did you? I had to arraign you on a
I
weekend.
never received the one.
You knew you were sentenced to probation.
I knew there was gonna be a warrant.
You knew you answer my questions and my questions only. You knew you were sentenced to probation. Say it so we can hear you.
Yes, I knew.
Okay, you knew that you had not been participating in the probation at all.
Correct. I did.
And you didn't believe there was a warrant for that?
I knew there was a warrant, but
Okay,
it was my first time violating, like doing this.
this was not your first time violating.
Oh, I had a dirty drop before or something like that.
That's a violation.
I've never.
Absconded.
Yes, ma'am.
It's your first time absconding.
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you think was gonna happen if you abscond?
I had no idea. I was scared. And that's the honest.
I'm not asking for you scared, but you had to have thought something was gonna be a consequence of absconding. What
Yes,
did you think?
I would say jail time.
Right, and how do we go about giving you jail time if you abscond? What do you think we're gonna do? Just wait around for you one day to roll over and say, you know, I think I'll go on court today and check in. Is that what you think, or you think we issue a
No,
warrant?
ma'am.
Okay, and did your address change since the last time you were before the court?
No, ma'am.
So then you would have been notified that you had a warrant. You would have also been notified by your probation officer who tried to meet with you that you're not reporting on your dates that you're supposed to report. You're not, you were ordered to test. You're not reporting to test. You've essentially done nothing. You stopped doing everything. When did your sister come visit?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
When did she come?
She
visit?
came June 10th.
She came June 10th. Well, you were violating before she got here.
I don't.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I missed it.
I know I'm right because the violation said so. You just pled guilty to it.
Well, May 30th is when. Now, did I also tell you? Can I say this? They did drops on me at Crystal Ray, and they were dirty, 2 of them. But for the grace of God, I did 2 drops at Ava the same day, both times. And my PO dropped my drops down to 2 a month that day.
Okay.
You know,
But you said in your allocution, or even when you were giving your explanation during the factual basis that, you know, your sister came and you hadn't seen her for 28 years. Then your attorney says on allocution, you relapsed because your sister came. But you just told me your sister came June 10th. Well, you failed to report to probation on June 1st. And you failed to do testing on June 1st and June 8th. Your sister wasn't here yet. Any further explanation you want to provide now, since that one's not gonna work?
No, but I had to think about it for a moment, and if I could say, that's when Crystal Ray called me on you first and said that they're gonna be a whole nother month till July 10th.
So is Crystal Ray's fault that you didn't handle your business?
No, I was in a weak, vulnerable position.
You just relapse.
Correct.
And it's not because of your sister,
Take those.
it's because of you.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not because Crystal Ray was gonna rework their program. It's because you failed and you decided, I'm not gonna do what I'm supposed to do, I'm gonna do what I wanna do.
I acted like an irresponsible adult.
Then you didn't turn yourself in the warrant. How did you come into contact with the police on the 30th? Did you have another matter pending?
No, ma'am.
Oh, how did you know you got a warrant? Did you find out?
Pick up a girlfriend who was stranded out in DeWitt for her father. And apparently she was panhandling in the parking lot.
The police, you made contact with the police then?
Absolutely, when they seen her get in the truck, they pulled me over.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You were supposed to be on probation, it looks like until July 2024.
Yes, and she told me I could get out as soon as September 7th.
September 6th of what? Who told you that?
Ms. Haynes. She said I get 6 months I can get out.
Well, I originally sentenced you to 12 months probation. Had you been compliant, you could have got off in 6 months. But you were everything but compliant. So not only you're not getting off in 6 months, I'm extending it a whole nother year. You were supposed to be off July 28, 2024. I'm going to extend your probation into next January 16, 2025.
Thank you.
And you misunderstood, or at least you misstated on the record what I told you you were supposed to do at your violation hearing in April. I added the 12-step program meeting 2 times per week. So when I asked you about the violation, about you failing to participate in the 12-step program, you were supposed to participate in the 12-step program 2 times a week, and you had not provided evidence of that. I'm going to sentence you at this point to 93 days with Ingham County Jail. Also spend the 93 days upon successful completion of 12 months probation. So your probation again is extended until January of 2024. All other portions of my order, including participating in 12-step meeting, and you need to do your drug and alcohol testing, will continue. You'll go down and you'll meet with, Ms. Bayless might be gone for the day. You'll check in with probation before you leave, make sure they don't need any information from you. Do you have any questions at this time?
No, I don't. Yeah, thank you.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the defense.
You're all set, ma'am. Is Devin Lee here? Oh. Okay, on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Devin Lee. Mr. Lee, come to the table. And then Mr. Lee, you have here, let's see. Okay. I have a whole lot of violations in here. I have a violation that you need to be arraigned on from December 29th. let's see, 2023, it says that you violated the terms of your probation by per JSG Scam Tether confirmed consumption of alcohol at 4:35 PM on 12/28 and it ended at 6:55 AM on 12/29 with a peak alcohol content of a 0.2555. It looks like prior to that, on December 13th, you signed a waiver for violations. There was one on the 12th of December, 8:46 PM. You tested positive for alcohol, 0.31 blood alcohol content at 9:32.23, at 9:43.16, 9:04.32. And then on the 13th of December, it said you admitted to your probation officer that you had consumed vodka on that date. Another violation, did we address this? Okay, that was already addressed. I have another violation here, this one being from January 3rd. Per JSG, the allegations are that your Scram Tether confirmed consumption of alcohol at 5:10 PM on January 1st, ending at 3:53 AM on January 2nd, with a peak alcohol content of 0.232. And then there's another violation. This one is from January 3rd. The allegation is that Scram Tether confirmed consumption of alcohol beginning at 4:37 PM on January 2nd, that is 2024, ending at 12:20 AM on January 3rd, with a peak alcohol content of 0.166. And there's another violation. It states here that you committed the following technical violations, including the positive for controlled substance and alcohol at Everheld on December 7th. You tested positive for results greater than 25,000 nanograms per milliliter ETG and 6,985.49. Let's see. Nanograms per milliliter ETS. Amphetamine, it says 4,733.53 nanograms per milliliter, and methamphetamine 10,991.85 nanograms per milliliter. There's another violation here from January 8th. The allegation is per Scram Tether. There was a confirmed consumption for alcohol. The event began at 11:30 AM on January 5th, 2024, and ended at 5:08 PM on January 5th, 2024. There was a second event confirmed at 11:30 AM at 1 on January 5th, 2024. At 5:08 PM and January 5th, 2024. Second event began at 11:06 AM on January 6th, 2024, and ended at 2:57 AM on January 7th, 2024, with a peak alcohol content of 0.240 on January 6th. And then, let's see. Okay, right here, Scram Tether. I haven't even signed this one yet. Let me sign it now. Scram Tether. Confirmed consumption for alcohol event at 12:08 PM, January 8th, 2024, and ended at 1:28 AM, January 9th, 2024. Alcohol content peak 0.234. So you have the right to have a contested hearing on each of these matters. You have the right to be represented by counsel during the contested hearing. If you're found to be in violation of your probation status, your probation can be revoked and you can be sentenced to a term of jail time. You have the right to be represented by counsel at the violation hearing. Did you want to request a court-appointed counsel to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll enter a plea of not guilty for each of these violations and set it for a hearing. We'll note here that you are requesting court-appointed counsel.
Yes, ma'am.
Due to the extensive nature of these violations, there's a whole lot of them here.
Yes, ma'am.
You will be remanded to the custody until the time of that hearing.
Could I? Go ahead.
Can you be remanded to custody until the time of that hearing?
No, sorry, I would like to speak.
You can speak, but you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you.
Yes, ma'am.
What do you want to say, sir?
I was just gonna say, yeah, all those times, yes, ma'am, I had a rough holidays, but I've been clean over a week since I found out what my wife is newly pregnant, and kind of changes perspective for me. I have ultrasound pictures. I mean, a lot of things have been hard for this holidays, but I have been clean for over a week. The last time I drank was on the 8th, then the 9th, and there's evidence of that per my scram tether and me reporting today, trying to take care of this. You got a new baby on the way.
Congratulations to you and to your wife, and hopefully you will take care of it. But these alcohol contents are extremely high. Some of them over 4 times the legal limit.
Which is hard to
The-
understand.
Look, I
Yes, ma'am.
already advise you of your right to remain silent. Everything you're saying will be used against you, including the fact that you just admitted to drinking multiple times while on probation in violation. My understanding is you have a pending OWI
Yes, ma'am. And I-
in 54B.
and I'm-
Nonetheless, I'm going to remind you again about your right to remain silent. There's an attorney right behind you, and she's doing everything she can but grab you around your mouth because you won't be quiet. And I have to put you in custody to save your life because you're going to drink yourself to death. Okay, so you'll meet with someone to get an attorney. We'll remand you until you can get a court date. Thank you. January 30th at 1:30 is the hearing date. Okay, is Mr. Harris ready to go now? I don't know if he can hear us.
Sorry, I was able to read a voicemail. I don't know.
I don't know either. Mr. Harris? Were you just asking for a final pretrial?
Yes.
We'll set it for final pretrial in person. February 27th at 8. Pretrial March 26th at 8. March 26th at 8 for jury trial. Not sure what this means. Okay, okay. You didn't see David LaBrose, correct? I don't think so. Okay, on the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Joshua Neville, file number 13-00605. Council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrosky on behalf of the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the Attorney of Record Jacob Rowley for Mr. Joshua Nevels, who is present standing to my right.
How are you, Mr. Nevels?
I am good. How are you, Your Honor?
I'm doing well. Okay, today was the date set for a hearing on probation violation. Are we having a hearing on this?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, it looks like you saw Judge Park on December 4th, 2013, pled guilty to the 1125 violation. And he sentenced you to 45 days, Ingham County Jail. Let's see. Credit 1 day, is what that looks like. It says suspend. But then it says suspend 25 days on payment of $412 plus $100 for a total cost of $512. That was the confusion. He would suspend 25 days if he made that payment, then suspend the full 45 days. Okay. If that payment was made. And then this violation would be after that. It's old, I gotta backtrack to the file. Okay, I have a violation for February 21st, 2021. It states here you failed to report to probation back on January and February 2013, and that you failed to submit to preliminary breath testing and urinalysis testing back on January 10th, January 13th, and January 20th, 2014. I wonder if the first violation is not a typo and that you failed to report in January, February 2014 versus 2013. I think that must be a typo.
I agree with that, Your Honor.
Okay, and then it says the violation of amended order from December 4th, 2013, 25 days jail suspended upon payment of $512. Failed to attend AA meeting 2 times weekly and attend outpatient substance abuse treatment as directed and paid with fees. So those are the violations you want to plead guilty to, sir? Or did you want to have a contested hearing?
You don't, if you dispute them, you get a contested hearing. If you don't dispute them, you plead guilty.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? Okay, you understand your right to have a contested hearing today? You understand that you have the right to require the prosecution and the probation department to put forth evidence to sustain violations as alleged, those I just read to you? Okay, you want to give up your right to a contested hearing?
It's your right, you have to give it up.
In order to plead guilty, you have to give the hearing. Do you want to plead guilty or do you want the hearing? Okay, so do you want to give up your right to hearing then?
I'm sorry, I have a hard time understanding.
I understand. I'm just gonna make sure, I'm here to make sure you
So
understand it.
She needs an affirmative answer. Do you want to waive your contested hearing?
No,
Okay, so
You want to have a contested hearing and dispute the allegations.
you can't
No.
plead
Hold on.
guilty. If you want to plead guilty, you have to waive the hearing. So that's what I'm asking you.
yes,
You want to waive the hearing and plead guilty? Or do you want to not waive the hearing and we start the hearing right now?
She just needs an affirmative answer, so. you
I,
say
I
yes.
want the hearing.
You want the hearing? Okay, that's fine.
No,
I'm
I'm so
sorry.
sorry.
No, if you want the hearing, you can have the hearing.
You don't you understand what she's asking, it says hearing, right? You want a hearing on the allegations, witnesses, and have testimony
I
about.
want to plead guilty.
Okay. Anybody threatening you to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Has there been any promises made for you to entice you to plead guilty?
No.
Okay. As to the violation that you failed to report to probation in January and February of 2014, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And the violation that you failed to submit to preliminary breath testing and urinalysis testing at Adam back on January 10th, January 13th, and February 20th, 2014, how do you plead?
Guilty.
And I don't think this is a violation, it's just noting violation of amended order, 25 days jail suspended upon. I don't think that's a violation though, because the order from the previous judge was you were gonna be sentenced to 45 days Ingham County Jail unless you successfully completed probation, but he would suspend 25 of those days by making a $512 payment. So it's really only 2 violations on here that I need factual basis for.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. So Mr. Nevels, in 2013, were you placed on a term of probation with Judge Clark?
Yes.
All right, and you reported to your probation officer, Mario Ledesma, correct?
Yes.
All right, and he had you reporting once a month, correct?
Yes.
All right, and did you fail to report in January and February of 2013?
Yes.
And he also ordered you to do random drug testing, correct?
Yes.
And you did that at Adam?
Yes.
All right, and did you fail to appear for testing on January 10th, January 13th, and February 20th, 2014?
Yes.
Okay. And Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Any questions from the prosecution?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, the court is satisfied with the factual basis, so accept your plea, find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. It says here, your probation officer believes that we should terminate your probation and sentence you to a term of jail time. It states that your responsibility has been poor, your overall progress poor, and that at the last violation, since the last violation, you've made 0 progress, and that doesn't appear to show that you want to complete your probation. What have you been doing for the last 10 years?
Just trying to work and support my family.
Where are you working?
I work for a Cleary Fence Company out of Dansville. I install fences.
How long have you been working there?
I've been there 2 years.
So that explains what you've been doing for the last 2 years. What about the other 8 of the 10 that you were supposed to, that you had this warrant pending? You obviously didn't come in contact with a law enforcement because you had this warrant pending for that long. So you stayed out of trouble for that long.
Before Cleary, I was at DeWitt Fence out of Lansing. I was there for 3 years, and before that, I worked in the Wood Nickel Saloon in Dansville as a cook.
Why didn't you come to court and take care of the warrant?
Time to grow up, take care of all of my loose ends so I could just concentrate on me and my family, not have this hanging over my head.
I assume you never paid the 512 either, did you?
I have
You have a balance of $318.40 on this. Are you able to pay that today?
I cannot.
When are you gonna pay that? Because you've had 10 years.
I was hoping to be able to have it completely paid in full by the time we get our taxes back. I am laid off right now, so I'm drawing unemployment, and it's not even enough to cover our bills.
When is that? That you're gonna pay, get your taxes back. How do I know what date that's gonna be?
normally the beginning of February, middle of February.
So you're not gonna be able to make any payment on that until the middle of February? Who's this young lady sitting next to you?
This is my wife.
That's your what? That's your wife? How long have you been married?
We've been married 10 years.
The entire time of the probation? So you dropped Mr. Ledesma and you got married and you didn't come back to court?
I was on probation when we got married.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I don't see how it's meaningful for me to continue your probation. You've not even had interaction with the criminal justice system for 10 years. Otherwise, this warrant wouldn't have lingered for so long. I don't like, however, to reward you absconding for 10 years. You didn't even make the payments.
I understand that.
What do you suggest I do?
Your Honor, he was fully prepared to do the 25 days when he walked in here, but I would suggest not doing that, given his family situation.
Actually, it's 45 days. It's not 25 days. He said 45 days Ingham County Jail, but he'll suspend 25 of them.
And I had a question about that. Did he end up suspending it? Mr. Neville's can't remember how many
He did
times
not.
he did.
He never paid the 512. So it's a sentence, 45 days Ingham County Jail, credit for 1 day. Suspend 45 days, I'm sorry, 25 days upon payment of 412 plus $100 in bench warrant costs, it says, for a total of 512. And it looks like originally he had wrote 60 days. And then he would suspend 40 days, but he amended it. So the intention was for him not to suspend the entirety, to still hold something over your head. It said you were supposed to report to Ingham County Jail on 12/4/2013 at 6 p.m.
I did report there.
You did?
Yes.
You have record of that? Well, I need the probation department to tell me that. They don't tell me that you have any credit time served in here.
I did serve time. It was on work release.
Nonetheless, I'm gonna go ahead and discharge you unsuccessfully. You have $318.40, which is already assessed. But I believe that is from the original order that's assessed. Plus this 5. Let me see here. You know, you have more than that originally assessed. So you originally owed $1,280. But what does it say he owed in JIS? Okay, you owe $318.40. When are you gonna make the first payment? I need a date. How much?
Let's make a payment arrangements.
Yeah, that's why I said the first payment.
And then once you get the taxes, like we talked earlier, you can pay it all off. So.
How much can you pay next Friday?
This Friday.
How much can you pay?
I can come up with $20 by this Friday.
Okay, this Friday is the 19th. You'll make the next payment the 19th of February. Okay.
Okay.
You can pay $20 the 19th of February. By March, I expect the balance to be paid. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll say here the balance will be paid no later than March 31st. You have any questions? You're all set. Are we ready for, is it Calicote?
Yes, Calico, yes.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Harshu Ram Calicote, file number 18-03898. Council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrowski on behalf of the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the Attorney of Record Jacob Raleigh for the defendant Parshu Calicote, who is appearing by video.
Okay. Today's the date and the time that was set for a pre-trial on an operating while intoxicated second offense. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, we'll be asking for an adjournment, so that way we can get an updated lien and criminal history for the defendant in this case, so that way we can best assess what an appropriate offer would be.
I agree, Your Honor. I just ask it be a minimal adjournment.
February 20th at 10.
February 20th at 10 a.m. Do you have any questions today, sir?
No.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
None for the people, Your Honor.
None for defense. Thank you.
Thank you, you're all set.
Thank you.
Do I have- You're welcome. I don't think, is Lakamba and Belize here? I don't think so. Except for- That was set for review. Not sure why. Thirty and one status.
He has another warrant.
Just make sure on here. There's something missing. That's why I don't understand why it's set for review though.
It's not the file. It's set for review.
Oh, they were trying to get him into Brady for it, is that why? I believe so.
I believe so. I think there was some issues with getting him a translator.
Okay, sure, bench warrant. Okay. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Noah Parnell, file number 23-03756.
Hi, Your Honor.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrowski on behalf of the people.
Okay, and then Mr. Parnell is present via Zoom. I don't think he has an attorney, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, this is for a dog at large. Was there an offer on this?
I hadn't communicated it to the defendant in this case yet, but if he were to basically remedy the situation, so that dog wouldn't be able to get out again and then provide proof of that remedying, then we would dismiss for compliance.
Did you hear that, Mr. Parnell?
I did, and that's very appreciated. I have already, put out leads for the dogs, and I also, it's not pretty, but I repaired the fence well enough to keep them both of our dogs on their proper sides. I'm gonna do a proper repair this summer. We just bought the place, so we've got a lot of repairs, and that is at the top of the list.
Okay, well, you need to provide some evidence to the prosecutor of what you've done to fix it. I don't know if you could take pictures of what you did.
I already did that. I just need to know where to send them. How do you want them?
Okay, you hang tight. We'll get you in a private meeting room with her and she can get you where you can send them, okay?
Fantastic. Thanks so much.
No problem. And then let's see, Brandon White on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Brandon White, file number 23-03114, council appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrowski on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Brandon White.
Mr. White, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, today was the date and the time that was set for pre-trial on an assault and battery. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, there is no offer at this time, so we would like to set the matter for a final pretrial.
February 27th at 8. February 27th at 8 for final pretrial in person at the court. Jury trial, March 26th. Jury trial will be March 26th at 8 a.m. in person at the court. Do you have any questions today, Mr. White? Yeah.
I was gonna say, Your Honor, if it's possible, could I get a breakout room with Mr. White after the hearing? I need some updated contact information.
Mr. White, what's your phone number?
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm the CMH advocate. His phone number is 517-237-7284.
Thank you. Okay, your attorney's gonna call you, okay?
Awesome, thank you.
No problem, thank you. Any additional matters, counsel?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense. Thank you.
Yeah, you're all set for today, sir.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Maria Wilson, file number 23-03596, counsel appearance.
Assistant Prosecutor Paige Petrowski on behalf of the people.
And Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the Attorney of Record Aaron Schroeder for the defendant Maria Wilson, who is appearing separately by video.
Okay, you can hear us, Ms. Wilson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, today was the date set for pretrial on a no option possession. How are we proceeding?
It's my understanding that both parties be asking for an adjournment. I believe defendant is taking her driver's test, so she were able to get her license, and we would be dismissing this case for compliance.
When is the driving test?
She says she's gonna take it tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay, very good. You don't have to show your information, you can put it down.
February 20th.
February 20th at 10 will be your next court date, okay?
Thank you.
No problem. Do you have any questions for the court?
No, Judge, I do not, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Nothing for defense.
Thank you. You're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. You need to go meet with Mr. Parnell, and then Mr. Harris is back, but he's frozen, so I'm gonna remove him again.